I'm Councilmember Thompson, and you're in the 6. We're at International Air Response, and I'd like to thank them for hosting us as we do our 2018 year in review. International Air Response started out as a specialty aircraft company in Arizona. They've since moved to Mesa to Gateway Airport, where they're expanding their footprint and really focusing on their maintenance, repair, and overhaul. It's that time of year when I typically do a recap of what's been happening in D6. This has been a really busy year. Eastmark continues to be the fastest growing master plan community in the nation. Cadence broke ground on their development this year at Ray and Ellsworth with a lot of amenities for its residents. Aviva had a grand opening at their property at Baseline Hawes, and Mattamy Homes broke ground on Heritage Crossings at Guadalupe and Hawes. We also broke ground on Eastmark High School and Queen Creek Elementary School number 7, while American Leadership Academy opened at Signal Butte and Guadalupe. Speaking of Guadalupe, we added a Burger King in the Fry's parking lot, and with all the growth in that area, we experienced some serious issues at the intersection going northbound to westbound. I pushed staff hard to get the turn signal installed, and is finally helping with the traffic flow. While I'm on the subject of turn signals, I was able to get the turn signal at Baseline and Farnsworth in the budget for the first quarter of 2019. So if you live in Sunland Village, look for that change sometime before summer of 2019. The next area that we really need to focus on is Ellsworth and Ray. The city has created a mess with all the lights there. We have to do better, and we can do better. We saw a lot of construction this year on Elliott Road. The first of the year we saw a water main running from Signal Butte to Sossaman on Elliott, and another water main coming from the CAP canal to the water treatment plant on Elliott. Right after that, the median was added along Elliott east of Signal Butte, and then we immediately transitioned from that to the widening of Elliott Road. That should be finished by the summer of 2019. While I'm talking about Elliott, know that myself and law enforcement, as well as transportation, are committed to resolving the stop sign running issues at Mountain and Elliott. We will work with the community to find a fix, whether it be a signalized intersection, flashing stop signs, speed humps, or warning grooves. From an economic development standpoint, we've had a serious uptick in interest in D6. I can't tell you how many businesses, developers, and zoning attorneys I've met with over the last year. Sometimes it was reassuring them that D6 and Mesa is the best location for their business. Sometimes it was telling them that their project is not what I'm looking for our community and our citizens. This year we had almost $573 million of capital investment in D6 by businesses willing to locate in Mesa. We added over 300 jobs with a median salary of almost $50,000 per year. We saw an increase in interest along Elliott Road Technology Corridor, especially with the EdgeCore building. Cyrus One purchased land, and we were very close to landing another Fortune 50 company, but they just couldn't get to an agreeable rate structure with SRP, so they went elsewhere. We still have a few more Fortune 50 companies that are either negotiating land or they're working through their due diligence. The Roosevelt Water Conservation District also built a new office and maintenance building towards Power Road on Elliott. This year, Ray Road was the biggest winner. Starting at Power and Ray is the new Vivo development called Gallery Park. That's going to be a mixed-use project with office space fronting the 202, restaurants, hotels, retail, a movie theater, and multifamily. Just to the east and across the canal, Orsett is developing the Gateway Technology and Commerce Center. They are working on their roads and utility connections as we speak. Next to them, the Potato Barn purchased land and quickly started going vertical. East of them and on the south side of Ray is Orsett's 2 new spec industrial buildings. Also, the Landing broke ground, and they plan on 6 build-to-suit buildings totaling 193,000 square feet. They did bring 2 projects forward that I really pushed back on because neither one met the vision or the quality of what I have for our community or for our citizens. On Airport, we broke ground for an addition to Able Aerospace. We also added a little more than $1 million in capital investment from 3 companies at the old Air Force Lab, now known as AZ Labs. It's a high security area with really cool things happening. The next area that will soon be a hotspot is the Inner Loop. The entire area has been designated as an opportunity zone by the federal government, which, in essence, provides a deferment on capital gains if you build certain types of projects and maintain ownership for 10 years. There's a lot of land in escrow by developers wanting to build office, manufacturing, and warehousing along Warner from Hawes to the canal. I'm trying to protect the freeway frontage for office and retail. The dairies along Elliott are holding out for mostly residential. Not a big proponent of residential in that area because it encroaches upon the airport. However, the neighborhoods to the north along the power lines prefer housing. So as their representatives, I'm not going to push back if that's what they want. However, I just want to ensure transparency and let everyone know that there are studies being done right now in the city that will help identify locations for affordable housing. Guess where they're going to go? Especially since affordable housing falls within the eligible project types for opportunity zones. Finally, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the great things happening with the businesses in our heavy industrial corridor along Pecos and along Germain. Fujifilm is expanding their facility to increase the production of chemicals and solvents used in the microchip and the thin film world. CMC Steel is also expanding their production line to become the first U.S. manufacturer of spooled rebar. Matheson Gas continues to pick up new customers, increasing their production. And a real interesting note is Bridgestone has already produced a few tires made from the desert plant that they've been growing in Arizona. I continue to work with our neighbors to the south as they encroach upon our heavy industrial corridor with housing. So far, my concerns have fallen on deaf ears as new homes are being built daily south of Germain. I hope that you enjoyed this year in review for 2018. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call, email, or message me. I hope that you had a enjoyable holiday season. I hope you enjoyed Hanukkah, and I wish you a Merry Christmas and a very happy and safe and prosperous New Year. Thank you, and God bless.